North Kingstown from Rhode Island, Easton area, PA, South Farms Track Club, Williamsport, Merrill Noden, Glastonbury, another Connecticut team, Tub Gator, Lansing Catholic, Spirit of Pre, and the aforementioned Motor City Track Club.
So here's some trivia for you. Merrill Noden Track Club. Merrill Noden was a former track and field rider for Sports Illustrated. Actually a friend of mine. He used to live in London. And that's the tip of the hat to them. It's actually Spence High School in Manhattan that is representing them. We're at number 10. They're going to be led off by Naomi Eisen.
You know, it's funny because I've been watching the Spence School with almost a magnifying glass out of the state of New York, just watching them dominate their school records, breaking 9:20 in the indoor season for the 4x8, and I would have never guessed that they would have been known as Merrill Noden Track Club, but the more you know.
So Merrill actually, for a few years, he lived in London, actually ran from my track club in London when I was a teenager, so that's the connection. And I actually stayed at his house one year when I was traveling around the U.S. He lived on Fifth Avenue. I couldn't believe my luck. I was this 19-year-old kid traveling around the States, and I finished my trip staying in an apartment on Fifth Avenue at Merrill Noden's house. Anyway.
My father tells me it's who you know. Speaking of which, we are in the midst of Father's Day weekend. If you're watching your daughter at home, fathers, we wish you all a happy Father's Day weekend as we proceed. Second lap, first leg, 4x8. Motor City with Leah Thomas has the lead and has some company.
So we're coming up to 600 meters, and Leah is towing the field through in a pretty swift 1:41.
And it's Madeline Sanders in the slipstream for Williamsport. She's moving on the outside for the team from Pennsylvania. But now tucking back in on the far Wall of Fame turn, we got a lot of chaos happening and last-minute position changes. Here comes Lansing Catholic. Josie Bishop pulling up alongside and also charging on her interior, now shifting wide for the exchange. Wheaton St. Francis. What a finish by Margaret Andrzejewski.
2:15.05 for Andrzejewski, and she hands off to Sienna Schwan.
So we are on just outside of 9-minute pace here in our penultimate section. We got Lansing Catholic also 2:15.84. Motor City Track, though, right back to the lead with Ryan Jeffries. Another 2:14 runner for the team from Detroit. She ran her PR last summer in the AAU Junior Olympic Games, 2:14.47 as far as we are currently aware. Jeffries from Detroit and Motor City on the lead.
So coming into this meet, there were 17 teams that have broken the 9-minute barrier this season. We add to that tally here in this penultimate heat.
Pretty single file. Now a move on the exterior. Nicely done.
That's North Kingstown, Lucy Stowe.
I was waiting to see when they would emerge. Lucy Stowe, one of the top distance runners in Rhode Island, has taken the lead on the second lap, and an immediate response by Williamsport. Lucy Stowe had a very impressive state campaign in the indoor season. Ran in both the 1,000 meters and the 1,500, so she's got a lot of mid-distance experience, but it's looking like those early surges are catching up to her, and Motor City, Ryan Jeffries is pulling away.
So a little over 150 left on this second leg. Jeffries is pulling Motor City Track Club into a fairly sizable lead, and they're going to have Mackay Thompson waiting in the wings to run the third leg.
Lansing Catholic has moved its way back into third. Whole lot of Michigan representation here as we get ready for Motor City to hand over into the third leg of 4:32 at the exchange, and they had taken it at 2:16, so
about
very
2:16.
even.
Yeah,
very even. 2:16.26 on the second leg.
So Mackay Thompson has the stick. She's got about a 15-20 meter lead. Her pursuers are Mila Veldhuis from Williamsport, and then for Lansing Catholic, it's Grace Wonch.
North Kingstown girls still in fourth, and a big gap back to Ramapo in fifth, ahead of Glastonbury, a team that'll have a former state open champion in Lauren Parrott to come on the anchor. Quick shout out to them and their assistant coach Angie Nordstrom, who sent me a very kind message of encouragement earlier today. Same goes back to you and the Guardians of Glastonbury. So, Motor City, we saw in that 2-mile race a very stellar time set out of the penultimate heat by Catherine Froelich, nearly breaking the freshman national record, going 9:57.66. And Motor City is going to try to loosely infiltrate those All-American rankings in a similar scenario.
So 68 opening quarter for Thompson. So these guys running metronomically, like 2:16 pace.
And their crowd is cheering them on in the bleachers in front of us. Thompson for Motor City, yet another senior with a team from Detroit and the greater metro area. She's got some impressive shorter sprinting wheels as well. 57.92 over 400 meters. She's in fact even gone quicker.
A little over 200 meters left, and it's like Thompson's getting caught.
Does she have those 56.88 wheels on speed dial? She's going to need to, as Grace Wonch, Lansing Catholic, has put together strong finishes to each and every one of their legs. And we got a rival between two of the biggest cities in Michigan.
And Thompson says not today and holds her off. Brave running by that third leg runner, and it's Sophie Menker has the stick and about an 8-meter lead
on Frances Melinn for Lansing Catholic. It is all for Land of Lakes Pride. As behind them, Williamsport has it in third, ahead of North Kingstown. Tub Gator up into fifth over Wheaton St. Francis from Pennsylvania. And Merrill Noden from the Spence School in New York City in seventh, right where they finished at New York State's a week ago.
So Sophie Menker's a 2:17 exponent, and she has the anchor.
And our lady in second, of course, got to consider Frances Melinn. See if she can reel in this gap. Another senior. So many seniors running their final New Balance Nationals. Melinn may have 2 minutes, 20-second chops on the 800, but she's trying to defy the odds and run her own race, keeping the distance pretty consistent. But with a lap to go, time is running out.
And with a lap to go, it's a freshman that has the target on her back. Sophie Menker, the freshman from St. Regis Academy, Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, a.k.a. Motor City Track Club.
I talked about that freshman effect last night during the 4x-mile Legacy Track Club. Our team that finished runner-up last year won the 4x-mile title with a freshman at the time, Riley Lynch, on the anchor. We'll see Legacy in the next heat. Can the freshman Sophie Menker hold on to her leading position in this heat?
Now that gap's down to about half a second with 200 meters to go.
Frances Mellinn's PRs may have her as an underdog, but she comes in with all the experience as a senior and makes the pass with less than 200 to go.
And that pass was made in authoritative fashion. Menker doesn't seem to have a response. It's going to be Melinn. It's going to bring it home.
Lansing Catholic with yet another fabulous four and a brilliant finish. Look at this time that they're about to set right here. This is a huge anchor leg. A 9:07.21 unofficial in a final 800 meters of 2:15.59. Melinn can't believe it. She's never broken 2:20 in an open 800 on record.
We also merit to mention Isabel Sanders ran a 2:12.05 for Williamsport to have them just sneak past Motor City Track Club and snag second place there, clocking 9:10.90 to Motor City Track Club's 9:10.98.
A huge run by Lansing Catholic, becoming the third fastest team in the state of Michigan to conclude their 4x800 meter relay campaign. What an effort, what a team. And what a way to bring day 2 to a close with only one section remaining. Great run by Williamsport.